Yes, he and Jonathan Preisler are on.
Okay, and I think that there was they had a report on the water meters.
I don't think we have much of a report at this point. Maybe Jonathan can enlighten you on, but I think Rebecca already knows, but maybe he can enlighten you about the meeting he had and the meters that he's obtained. But I think Eric needs to move further before we can say when we're going to buy in bulk and start installing.
I'm just reading what he sent to us.
Yeah, he just sent it to a little while ago.
Jonathan and I had a conference call with Joe Coulter from TI Sales. Joe provided us with a revised quote for everything needed to facilitate 300-meter replacements, including hardware, software, training, etc. And updating the worksheet and pricing appears to be in line with what we previously reviewed. By March 1st, we intend to have formal proposal for the Board of Water Commissioners to utilize to get funding approval for meter replacement.
Okay.
Okay. So Whitewater TI Sales is procuring 10 Neptune meters and radios for current projects and replacement of meters, 4 from Easton. We intend to have 3 to 5 in stock at a minimum at all times. On-site training was performed by Joe Coulter with Jonathan Preisler. Okay, so that's the update on that. On the Scada system, Butch Nealon is in the process of completing the installation of that now. He assured me that we would be done by the end of this month. I don't know, John Aprea, if you have any update on that.
I just gave him a quick call this afternoon to find out where he is. He has the radios and new antennas in, and he's hoping by the end of next week or the week after to be complete, just like you said.
Okay. All right. And the next thing is on the water main project. I know that Environmental Partners is working on the engineering plan now. They started with coastal engineering, some of the survey work, and they were doing surveying last week over on Briar Lane. So I think that's it's underway already. We don't have anything to report to the state yet as far as the water main project, but as far as the funding for the Scada system, that's coming out of the Housing Choice Grant. And we did get a communication from the state last week on that they reminding us that we have to have everything into them by June 30th on that grant. So I don't think there will be a problem, because once we use the money for the Scada system, we'll then be able to use the balance of it, which is a small amount, for the engineering services associated with the water main project. Those are just status reports on those. The tapping equipment, the next item is on here. John Aprea advised me a few weeks ago that they had noticed that when they were in the old Council on Aging building, where some of our equipment had been stored, that the tapping machine that had been in there, it was no longer there. It did not appear to be there in the building. And so we're not sure what happened to it. I've reached out to Mark Vincent. Mark does not know what happened to it. He was going to look around over in his shop over there to see if somebody may have moved it. Because apparently they did do some cleanup in the old Council on Aging building. So they may have moved equipment from there to the shop. Mark also pointed out that the harbor master's office has been using the Council on Aging building as well for storage. So we really don't know what happened to it. It was, and you know, I checked around to talk to a few other people who had been on the Water Commission back even before I had started, and they didn't even know that the town owned one. So it's likely that it was purchased as long ago as when the initial installation happened over on Coles Neck at the transfer station area. It could have been in there, and it was never used. John can confirm that when they looked at it, it looked like it was brand new still in the case. So I have reported this to the town administrator and to the chief of police, just so that in the event that they learn anything about it, or if we have to file a claim on it, that they could get started on that. The equipment, that tapping machine, has a current value of about somewhere between $2,000 and $3,000. So I don't know, John, if you have anything to say on that.
I really don't. I was kind of waiting to hear what Mark Vincent had to say, but I couldn't get in touch with him. So
Yeah.
I'll just have to wait until he gets to you. Maybe
Yeah.
he'll find it. That's my hope.
So that's all I know on that. So.
May I ask a question? What is the tapping machine used for?
John, you want to explain that?
Yeah, when you put in a new water service, it's actually a machine that goes around a pipe, and it drills a hole in the pipe, and it's a machine that keeps the water in, so you can do it with the pipe live. Then it goes in again, and it puts a thread inside the pipe, and after that, it's still locking the water out. You put another, what's called a corporation stop, that goes on the main, and that screws into the main, and that's the valve that you can shut off at the main. Once that's in, you just take the machine off, and then you can put your service into the house, well, up to the curb stop from there. So what it's made to do is prepare the main to run a service into the house.
So it has been used, though.
It didn't
Well, no.
look it.
I don't think it has been used.
It didn't look it. I'm telling you, it looked brand new to me. That's why it caught my attention.
So it isn't essential, right?
Well, when we've had curb stops put in, that RB Hour has done them, and they have their own equipment.
Oh, I see. Okay. How large is it?
The box, John, if it looks like the box I've seen online, it's probably about 2 feet by 3 feet. It's like a tool chest.
That sounds correct.
Oh. So it could easily be somewhere and we just, haven't noticed it.
Right, but John and Mike Nee from Whitewater saw it in there back in the spring. And then when they were back in there this past fall, that's when they noticed that it was not there anymore.
So it's very recent that it's disappeared.
Oh, who knows?
Yeah, well, if you saw it before and then, well, whatever.
Well, they haven't, they don't know what happened to it, John and Mike.
There is a very limited market for that machine.
Right.
Well, so if we can contact that, you mentioned a couple other places where they had some things down in the old COA.
The harbor master's office apparently had in that, as the school had as well. Because they had some desks in there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's that small a container, I mean, it just could have accidentally been picked up when moving other. things that really should have been moved.
Right.
It's fairly heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not just a cardboard box full of feathers.
no, but what you said, 2 by 3? You know, that's not, I'm looking around, I see things 2 by 3 right next to my computer.
Yeah, it's the size of a book locker.
So just wanted to alert you to that.
Okay,
Nothing we can do about it right now. So, the next item that was here on the agenda was cold weather planning. And I just wanted to let you know that I did last week send out reminders to DPW, the police department, and the fire department about keeping an eye out for any potential leaks in the system. And he's also advised Mike Nee to let us know if they see any spike in the pumping associated with the water system. Because that's how we figured it out the last time when we had some freeze ups a few years ago, was when it was the tank was emptying faster than it normally would in the winter months.
mhm.
So we just wanted to, we've asked them to be on the lookout for any possible leaks if because of the cold weather. So. The next item that's on here, and this is something that I'm going to be needing help from Rebecca on, and that is we want to send out the request for proposal for financial consultant. And we have a list of 3 names. I don't have the addresses yet. That's one of the things I wanted to talk with Eric about, and getting a couple of addresses from him. And we intend to send this out and ask for that was the RFP, the draft of that we all looked at some time ago. So we're still in the process of wanting to move ahead with that. Now, Rebecca, are you there with us?
Yes,
What on the budget? Were you able to pull up a copy of the 20?
yeah, I was actually looking for it, and I know I had saved it, just where I had saved it is a good question. Let me keep looking. Hold on.
With the tapping machine.
It's with the.
Uh-huh. Okay, here, hold on 1 second, I have it. All right, this was obviously last year's,
Right.
but you guys can go over it, look at it. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, you can't see it, Jim.
I can see
Oh.
it.
Okay, we just can't see you.
You can't see me, but I can see you guys.
Okay, perfect.
So the issue is that apparently it was there was some discussion in the finance committee about our budget, but I don't know whether or not the town administrator had been able to provide them with any, a budget yet. I think there's still some concern, some confusion about what needed to get into it, and they're still working on that. So, but we do need to let them know what our thoughts are on it. So what we're looking at here is, and I think, I can't read what's the top, thank you. The fiscal year 2021 would be the most recent one we have. And so the question would be whether or not we should be adjusting any significant adjustments for any of these line items here. So I don't know if everybody can see it, correct?
everybody that needs to is on camera, so they should be able to see it.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, unfortunately, this is the problem. We don't have even year-to-date numbers. So, Rebecca, when do we have to submit something to the select board and to the finance committee?
Well, the finance committee had you on their agenda last week. And I explained to them that we hadn't really gotten through your budget just yet, so they didn't vote on it at all. I guess if you guys go over it tonight, or, you know, at least discuss it a little bit tonight and figure out what you want to do, you and I can get together and I can update it for this 2020 fiscal year, and then I can submit it to Maria for approval, and then I can bring it to the FinCom.
When do they meet again?
The FinCom meets on tomorrow. They meet tomorrow. And then they meet again on the 24th of February.
So, we're now on the 9th. So,
I was green. I was at another meeting and I put the camera.
16. So our next meeting, if we go 2 weeks out, would be the 23rd, correct?
Yes.
Oh, all right. I think what we need to do, because I'm not comfortable, even talking about these numbers, because we don't know where we're at this point in the current year. I mean, I think that there's some lines that we could consider to change, either reduce or increase, but I think we do need to get something from Heather on this, and get it out. If we can send it out prior to the 23rd, so that we can discuss it on the 23rd.
Okay, so we'll do the 23rd for our next meeting?
I would recommend that, yes.
Yeah.
I will write that down.
Okay, well, that's easy enough.
And I would say for the 23rd then, that because we don't have the minutes yet, right, from the last meeting?
Yeah, we just got them.
When did they come?
I sent them to you the other day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're actually fairly lengthy. That was a busy meeting last time. We're making up for it today.
You had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And you sent them out the other day?
Yes, with the agenda.
Oh, let me check. See if you sent the agenda on Thursday, correct?
I think so. Let me see. Hang on.
They were together.
Yep, they were together.
Well, the only thing that I have is the agenda. I don't have the minutes.
Yep, they came with them. It was the board agenda, which was a PDF, and the 1/12/21 minutes were attached on Friday, the
So, you know
February
what?
5th.
For whatever reason, I don't have,
You want me to resend them to you right now?
yes, please.
late on Zoom.
I don't know.
Okay, I just sent them to you.
Okay. Anyway, so there's a couple of other things that, while I'm waiting for that to show up here. We did get, there it is, it just came up. We did get another request about the Squires Pond Lane property, about installation of water there. And John Prea and I talked about that again. And the concern there was that there are 4 properties in the lane. And if we, 4 residential properties, the lane is not that long. To the last property, it's about 350 feet from Main Street down to that, to the last property there. And in all likelihood, a 2-inch plastic line down there could serve all 4 properties. But we don't know if the others have any interest in it. The only one who's asked anything about it is the people who are interested in purchasing the property that's closest to the top of the lane. I asked John if it would be, if they're the only property that is interested now in putting water in, if we could require them to put in a 2-inch line down to the edge of their property, to the end of their property, and then cap it and put in a curb stop on that for their use. And then in the event in the future that other property owners want water, they would need to take it further down the lane. So it's doable. We do not need a hydrant there. It's, as I said, there's just 4 properties, all residential properties. In fact, 2 of them are just seasonal cottages. There's only one property that's year-round there right now. So I bring it up because I think we still should reach out to the other property owners there on the lane, find out if they're interested. If they are, then they would need to work some deal with the potential owner of the top of the lane as well. So hopefully we'll have more on that by the next meeting, and we'll put it on the agenda. The other thing that I don't know, John, if you're still on, can you give us an update on Masonic Lane?
I think Jonathan was present for that one. Is that the one, Jonathan?
That was, yeah.
Yes, I was there when the plumbers were there, and I don't know the final status of it, but they were planning on finishing all connections and doing all the inside plumbing. That was end of last week. I would have to ask Mike what the status is, if he's turned them on yet. But
They do have the meters and everything, correct?
correct.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so, and at any rate, Rebecca? I'm not gonna ask people to hang around while I read the minutes, so I think we should put this on for our next meeting.
Okay,
And do that.
Sorry, I'm hosting 2 different meetings at the same exact time.
But
You are amazing.
I think we're going to end ours. Okay. Anyway, so
yeah.
that was it. That's all I had at this point. Do I have here a motion for adjournment?
So move.
Second,
Okay. We'll take a
That was
roll
quick,
call.
guys.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
aye.
Tom? Aye. Aye. So we stand adjourned then.
Okay.
All right, well, we'll see you on the 23rd. And Jim, I'll email you later.
Okay. Okay.
All
All right.
right.
I
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.